I have no problem with him sharing MVP at all. In fact, I think it's a good call. I don't see how you deny either guy the MVP based on the criteria, which involves the regular season. I will say it every time. LeBron James is the MVP of the league. This thing should be decided by the end of the playoffs in a league where 16 of 30, meaning over 50% of the teams, go to the playoffs. No MVP ever comes from a non-playoff team. Why don't we have an MVP for the regular season and the finals, nothing in between. We should wait for it to play out. That said, we don't.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, right. That said, we don't. And based on how the voters do it, I don't see how you deny a guy who's done something that hasn't been done since Oscar Robertson, if he does it. A triple-double. And even if he doesn't, it's arbitrary. 10 is a nice round number. If he does 9.8 assists or rebounds, is there really a difference? Basically a triple-double, and he might actually do it literally. I remember as a kid watching Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and then Michael Jordan, and no one ever, Moses Malone, a million different guys, no one ever had a shot at a triple-double. No one ever had a shot at it. Westbrook might do it for a winning team that's going to the playoffs. That's not really designed well around him. Where are the shooters? James Harden has shooters wherever you look. It's a team designed perfectly around him, and he's putting up monster numbers too. Not quite a triple-double, but basically the same as Westbrook, and they're winning more. But last night's game was the season in microcosm. Westbrook with big numbers in a losing effort because his team is not as good. Harden also with great numbers in a winning effort because his team is better. I don't see how you deny either player the MVP based on the way the MVPs are decided.
I don't have a problem per se if it was co-MVP, but I'm going to go to my statement from more than a week ago. Once the MVP award is announced, James Harden's name had better be on it. It's just that. I don't give a damn whether Russell Westbrook's name is on it or not. It better be James Harden's name on it somewhere. I know that much.
Why don't you give a damn if Westbrook's name is on it?
Well, because Westbrook is losing compared to Harden. First of all, Harden is 9.5 games better. Secondly, they've beaten them 3 out of the 4 times they faced one another. And yesterday was a microcosm of what some might argue has been the season for the most part with Westbrook. Now, obviously, they're 29-7 when he has triple-double, so we can't take that away from him. But what we cannot ignore is that a lot of times Westbrook is in a position to pad those numbers. That's not to take anything away from him because he's been absolutely sensational and he deserves it. And since he was left high and dry by Kevin Durant, we understand the chip on his shoulder that he walked into this season with, and he has backed it up. But you also need to win. And what I'm saying to you is that
he is winning.
Well, again, not to the level that James Harden is doing. And since the numbers are relatively similar, because they are relatively similar, I think that's one of the things that we get away from here.
Whose team is designed better around them?
I'm talking.
Whose team?
I heard you. I disagree with you. I know that's hard for you because you are very, very big on convincing others. You will not convince me. Get over it.
Convincing them. Convincing them.
Well, good luck with that. Here's the deal. James Harden is averaging 29, 11, and 8. Now, Westbrook might be averaging 31, 10, and 10. I got it. It's not that far off. But when you take into account head-to-head competition, 3 or 4 victories, then you take into account that you're the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. And you also look at the consistency with which James Harden is playing in terms of his numbers. These numbers are not far off from what we've customarily seen from James Harden throughout his career. He's customarily averaged more than 25 again. He's customarily shot around 43, 44% from the field. He's customarily shot in the late 30s, in the late 30 percentile in terms of three-point shooting. He's been doing it. Certainly, Mike D'Antoni has helped. But last time I checked, Mike D'Antoni's star had dimmed considerably until he landed in Houston with James Harden. So I look at all of those things and how James Harden has been willing to change his game, for the benefit of himself and the team. And I give credit where credit's due. I'm not trying to take anything away from Russell Westbrook because he's phenomenal. I'm simply saying not only is James Harden phenomenal, he's also winning.
Stephen A., you just said that he customarily has great numbers, but is it or is it not a fact that James Harden's numbers are better this year than ever before?
Yes, but it's around the same ballpark. He averaged 29 last year.
Better or worse?
Hey,
They're
listen,
better.
hold on, time out. That's asinine.
He
averaged 29 last year. He's averaging 29.4 now. A 0.4 increase. Really?
That's just scoring. What about the rebounding and the assists?
Well, again, hold on, wait a minute. There's more shooting, which means there's more missed shots,
right?
Et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
All of those things come with it.
So the system you play in and the team you play with does does have an impact, not only on your numbers, but winning and losing.
But
right?
wait a minute. I'm not denying that. I'm simply saying that D'Antoni is more of a beneficiary of James Harden than the other way around. Yes, I am saying that.
That's actually debatable. But what's not debatable is that Harden's team is built better around him than Westbrook's is around him. Even when they picked up Oladipo,
Time out.
what were we saying? Where's the shooting?
Time out. The team may be built better around Harden in terms of wins and losses, but one could argue the team is built better around Westbrook in terms of facilitating numbers. Because numbers-wise, Russell Westbrook sits up there and has the ball in his hands constantly.
I might agree with that too.
Wait a minute. And has no obligation. The operative word here is obligation.
So if Harden's team is winning because of the players put around him, you're giving Harden credit for the winning.
Excuse me.
Why aren't you giving credit for Westbrook for the better numbers?
I'm not taking credit away. It's not like I don't think that Russell Westbrook is a top 2 MVP candidate. I'm just talking about who he's not number 1 over. That's number 1. Number 2, coming into the season, even though Kevin Durant had left, let's remember what we said here. We looked at a Steven Adams. We looked at an Enes Kanter. We looked at a Victor Oladipo and those boys. And we said, excuse me, they're not winning the championship. They don't compare to San Antonio or Golden State, but everybody else, we gave Golden State a run. Oklahoma City a run for it. We looked at the rest of the Western Conference. We said they're right in the mix. So how is it that they're 9.5 games worse than Houston? We didn't see that coming.
My point is, you say there are reasons Westbrook's numbers are a little better, and you're taking credit away from Westbrook. Well, there are reasons Harden's record is better.
I'm taking credit away because it produces in my ear. I'm taking credit away from Russell Westbrook because I'm saying to you, look, he's a top 2 MVP candidate, but winning matters, production matters, and expectation. James Harden and Russell Westbrook's expectations were on par until the season played out, and we saw how exponentially better Houston was.